public defender is an attorney employed by the community and responsible for giving legal aid without cost to any person who seeks it and is financially unable to employ private counsel. It is his duty to defend those accused of crime until the issue is decided in the court of law. The first public defender's office in the United States was opened in January 1913. Over the years, other offices were opened. And today, that handful has grown to a network of lawyers cooperating to protect the rights of our clients. Today, there are still sections in our country where illegal operations are going on that we thought had stopped with the repeal of prohibition.
Why'd you do that, Jesse? What? Why'd you do that?
Won't you come in? Miss Tolliver?
Yes, sir. I'm Amberly Tolliver.
I'm Bart Matthews. Won't you be seated?
They tell me you're a lawyer for people who are in trouble.
I am. I'm the public defender.
Well, I'm not looking for any charity. I can pay, but it'll have to be later after I get a job.
You pay taxes, don't you?
Who doesn't?
Well, the services of this office are not charitable. And it's clearly stated in the Sixth Amendment to the Constitution of the United States that any person accused of a crime is entitled to have the assistance of counsel for his defense.
Then you'll be on our side? On Jesse's side against the government?
On Jesse's side.
Okay, then. Jesse Carter didn't kill Jimmy Sibley. I know he didn't.
How do you know?
Because he told me he didn't. And the Carters don't lie. They don't come from lying stock.
I see. And where is Jesse Carter now?
In the county jail at Willow Junction.
Thank you, Deputy. Well, Carter, do you have everything straightened out in your mind now?
I guess so. Amberly sort of explained things.
Good.
There isn't much I can tell you. I'm pretty much in the dark about it myself.
But suppose you begin with when you came back.
From the Orient?
Yeah.
Well, Mom had cooked up a big dinner.
That little gold bar on your collar ain't gone to your head, has it, Jesse?
I hope not, Uncle Will.
Let the boy alone. I'm mighty proud they made him an officer.
I'll be back in civies tomorrow.
Good idea. You look kind of cute rolling mash barrels around in that getup.
Shame on you, Sam, picking on your brother.
He was only joking, Amberly. Oh, I'm mighty happy you're back, Jess. I have to go as far as Cloverdale and White Oak for the sugar. And the fibs I have to tell.
You should see Miss Eula May put it on Jessie whenever she goes to buy the sugar. I beg your pardon, she says. Could you give me some advice? The grocerman always says, why, sure, ma'am. She says, I got 6 pear trees just loaded down with fruit. Now, how much sugar would I need for, say, 20 bushels of pears? 100 pounds? Why, land alive, she says, but you'll have to put it in the back of the car for me.
Well, you can't make good whiskey without sugar.
Well, Jesse can get the sugar now. Well, can't you?
Your uncle asked you a question?
I guess I could. Except
Except what?
I wasn't figuring on making any more whiskey.
What was you figuring on doing for a living, Junior?
What's wrong with making whiskey?
You get some fancy government ideas along with that officer's uniform?
Yeah. Is that it?
Quiet. What's the matter, Jess? What do you want to do?
I thought I'd go into town and get a job. teaching school.
You know what they pay school teachers?
Not much, but
Do you think that we could have electric stoves and running water that I could drive a big car on?
Quiet. Are you thinking that making whiskey is wrong, Jess?
it is wrong, Mama.
Why, were you young? If your daddy was alive, he'd fray you like a suck-egg dog for that.
Quiet. I know what the law says, Jess. But the Carters have been here longer than the laws. Your great-grandfather planted this land to corn. And all the Carters down the years, why, they cleared the stumps and plowed the ground. It's our land, and it's our corn. And we've a right to do with that corn what we see fit.
I know, Mama. But nobody's got the right to go placing himself above the law just because he doesn't agree with it. If everybody did that, we wouldn't have any laws.
And a darn good thing.
Quiet.
I got around quite a bit in the Army, Mama. I saw countries without any laws. And the more I saw, the better I liked this country.
Let us all kneel down and pray.
Go on, Jess.
They had me doing some teaching in the Army. Some of the men could barely read and write. I liked it. I decided when I got out I'd like to teach school.
Holy mackerel. Well, don't never try to teach me anything, Mr. School Teacher.
I wish you'd look at the radio, Sam. It's been acting up again.
How, Mama?
It's the transmitter.
All right.
Don't feel bad, Jess. They'll be all right once they get used to the idea. You'll see.
I knew they'd take it hard.
When Cora Winston got polio last year, I taught the 4th grade. I enjoyed it. You know, it was kind of like working in a garden, watching the kids grow and learn. Anyhow, you just remember you're going to have a sister-in-law here who's pulling for you.
Well, now, that's mighty pretty, ain't it?
You leave her alone, she didn't do anything.
I saw what she did, and I saw what you did.
Sleep up at the still.
Sam. I won't be needing this.
I'll have to heat a poultice for those ribs. These men are such tomfools.
Feeling better now?
Sure. I'm all right.
You are not. I never saw anything like it in my life. He was like a crazy man.
Sam always did have a high temper.
Too high for me. I'll go help your mother now. You'll be all right?
Sure. I'll be fine.
I gave him back his ring.
I followed that scoundrel clean to the edge of the park reserve. Paw prints as big as a hat. And there was that ranger, sitting on his horse and grinning like a chessy cat.
You have your rifle with you?
Sure. I wouldn't trail no bear that size with a pine knot. And he says to me, hunting for something, mister? And I says, yeah. 150-pound shoot that just got into your government park inside of one of your pet bears. And then he says, well, if he made his way back to the park, he's a legitimate bear. And you can't shoot him.
Better not mess around with them government rangers, Uncle Will. Government thinks more of one of them mangy bears than it does of the president's grandchildren.
Yeah, well, I aim to stay away.
Now, Mama, you shouldn't have walked all the way up here.
The radio's out again. If we were to have a raid, they'd walk right up on you.
Well, I'll get it fixed next time I go to town. Well, that's not ready to run through till tomorrow. Last batch of East was on the sour side.
Probably of the east and the cold nights. Didn't come home tomorrow. Jess is leaving in the morning.
How is he? All right?
Through no fault of yours. That temper will put you behind bars one of these days.
That Jesse's enough to rile a saint.
Only still your nephew. And your brother. He's going away. Let that be the end of it.
How about Amberly? She still sore?
I don't think she bears you a grudge, but she's through with you. I wouldn't be surprised if she followed Jess to the Flatlands. And knowing the crazy, mad rages that live in your heart, Samuel, I can't see that I blame her. You stay away from her and Jess.
Jessie, is Miss Eula May home?
No, she ought to be back soon. She went for a walk.
Well, somebody phoned our house from town. There's going to be a raid. Government men and county.
Yes, but...
What's wrong?
A raid. Somebody phoned Papa from town.
And that fool transmitter, deader than a doornail.
Well, I'll go down and tell him.
No, you keep out of this. You go over to your house and stay there. This is Carter business.
But...
I appreciate it, child. I won't have you mixed up in it. Jess will go. You're a Carter. You will go, won't you?
Yes, I'll go.
Better take a rifle. Your brother's still feeling ugly. He respects a rifle.
Pick up the trail over there, Jimmy, and we'll slip in from the backside.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Don't pull your gun. If we don't start shooting, they won't.
Heck, no. I went to school with the Carter boys.
Let's go. Why'd you do that, Jesse? What? Why'd you do that? Jesse. What happened, Jesse?
I don't know. I heard a shot and I found him there.
Try something, Jesse. Go on. Try something.
I didn't do it, Sheriff.
Where's the gun?
I haven't got a gun.
What's got into you, Jesse? Killing a man over a lousy little still raid. The most you'd have got would have been a suspended sentence and a small fine. You know that. Are you drunk or something?
I told you, Lucian, I didn't shoot him.
Over here, Bert. Is Jimmy? Yeah. Put the cuffs on him. There's a gun in these bushes somewhere. Find it. We'll take Jimmy down later. You and me are going up to the spring. Go on.
You know, sometimes I think you mountain people plant poison oak around these hills.
Sure we do. Don't bother us none. You think there's a still hid in that bush?
No, I don't. And I don't think you've got a still hid in your pocket either. It's probably about 40 miles away by now.
Mister, you're getting hot.
Leave it alone. Ain't nothing in that barrel except cornmeal and water.
Mm-hmm. And sugar and yeast.
That there's swill that we mix up to feed our hog.
Oh, sure, I know. And you're going to send a bill to the government for destroying your private property, aren't you?
You're girl darn tootin' we are.
Well, you better send it to the United States Treasury Department, Department of Alcoholic Control.
You ain't got nothing against us.
No, I guess I haven't. And you ain't got no mash barrels either.
Willie, look. The sheriff. He's got Jesse with him.
And they got handcuffs on him.
Well, Sam, we've got an ugly situation here. Somebody just killed Jimmy Sibley down the trail just a few minutes ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Me too. Jimmy was a right nice boy.
Found Jesse here standing with the body. It wasn't even cold.
Looks like you're in trouble, Junior.
Sheriff!
I found it, Sheriff, just a few rods from the scene. I didn't touch the stock of the barrel. I knew you wanted to look for fingerprints.
You did right, Bert. It's got your initials on it, Sam.
Sure it has. It's my rifle.
But we was up here. That government man was here with us, poking around looking for a still or something.
That's right, Sheriff. They were with me when the shot was fired.
Well, I guess that lets you two out. Come on, Bert. We got to get Jimmy's body down to the car. I'm taking you in, Jesse.
After getting Jesse Carter's side of the story, I had a talk with Amberly Tolliver, and she agreed to help me in every way possible. Then I heard a rumor about the dead man's mother receiving a large sum of money. I telephoned Amberly and asked her to come up to my office. Oh, I'm glad you came, Amberly.
I got here just as quick as I could. Wonder I didn't get a ticket for speeding.
Did you check with Jimmy Sibley's mother?
Yes, sir. And the bank, too. And it's true. Somebody did leave $5,000 in a mailbox in currency.
Well, did Mrs. Sibley mention anyone who might have had a grudge against her son?
She couldn't think of anyone. Everyone liked Jimmy. When you spoke with Jesse, couldn't he give you any ideas at all?
I think he suspects someone, but he's not talking. Could it be one of his... Would one of his own kin allow him to hang for a murder he didn't commit?
Why, of course not. Sam's high-tempered and he's hot-headed. But he's a Carter.
How about Uncle Willie Bird Carter?
Uncle Willie wouldn't kill anyone. Not in a million years.
I think the surest way to clear Jesse Carter is to find out who did kill Sibley. I think I'd better call on the Carters.
We had a talk, and Mr. Matthews decided he better come to the scene of the shooting. He's driving down here today, so you better get things in shape.
Thank you kindly, Amberly.
Seeky, seeky. Company coming. Wash your hands. Come to dinner.
Company coming.
Darn. Did you say who the company was?
No. You get the bag.
All right. I got it. Okay, lower down.
So you see, I'm not a police officer. I'm your son's attorney, Mrs. Carter. I'm here to help your brother, Mr. Carter, and to try and keep your nephew from the gallows, Mr. Carter.
Gallows? There ain't a jury in the county that would send a Carter to the gallows. He ain't even been tried yet.
He will be tried. And so far, the evidence against him...
Evidence? What you call evidence might mean something else to a jury composed of men and women who live here. I, for one, have no fear as to the outcome of my son's trial.
Me neither.
How about you, Sam?
What I feel about my brother is my business, Mr. Matthews.
I asked Uncle Willie Bird to show me around the Carter place. He turned out to be a thorough guide. Ever make a simple trigger trip, Mr. Carter?
Yeah, sure. Any barefoot kid can do that.
I understand you used to be quite a bear hunter.
Well, you understand right, mister. I've been killing bears ever since I was 10. Now, I hate 'em. One of 'em killed and hit my pony on my 10th birthday, and I've been killing bears ever since.
You know, if a man were to set a trigger trap across a trail like this, and a bear were to come along, he'd trip it, wouldn't he?
It stands to reason.
And if there was a string tied to it and to the trigger of a gun, and the gun was pointing down the trail, dead bear, right?
Yeah, it might work. Only it's against the law to use set guns anymore.
Well, I guess I might as well be getting back to town.
That's the trail back to the house. That one just leads to the hog pen.
Oh, fine. I want to see as much of the place as I can.
But that trail is overgrown with brush. We can't get through there.
Well, we can try.
But you can't go in there, mister. You knowed it was there all the time.
I've been hunting all my life, Mr. Carter. They're not too hard to find if you know what to look for.
I forgot it was there till just now. I'd have took it down. I don't hold with set guns no more.
No, I imagine not.
Reckon we better get back to the house and explain things to Miss Yulie and me. I figured that a few days in jail might do Jesse some good. Give him time to think. I was never going to let him send him to the gallows or put him in the pen. You believe me, don't you, Miss Yulie and me?
Yes, Willie, I believe you.
Well, there was only one chance in a million that poor boy would blunder onto that old game trail. But he did. And it's all on account of that dirty, mangy old bear. I hate him.
I reckon all the misery and heartaches up and down the face of all creation is caused by somebody hating something. Hate fevers the brain, cankers the heart. But men won't put it by. They just won't put it by.
Old Willie Bird Carter was sentenced to from 1 to 5 years in prison for negligent homicide. As for young Jesse Carter, he was acquitted of the murder charge. He and Amberly were married, and both are now teaching school in the Flatlands. The case you have just seen was brought to a fair and just conclusion through the efforts of a public defender.